As we've been discussing, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire deal after 15 months of intense fighting. Phase one of this agreement is expected to begin Sunday, during which 33 Israeli hostages will be released in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners being held in Israel. Both sides will also adhere to a 42-day ceasefire. Edward Djerejian joins us now with more. He's the former U.S. ambassador to Israel and a senior fellow at the Harvard Belfer Center. Mr. Ambassador, wonderful to have you with us on such a significant day. I'm curious, based on your experience, what stands out to you most from what we know about this deal?
Thank you for having me. I think the most remarkable thing is that the ceasefire agreement that you just posted on the screen is basically the ceasefire proposal that the Biden administration had submitted 7 months ago. And it hasn't changed fundamentally. There are certain details, but it's still the same agreement that has been being negotiated for all these months. And so what has changed, I think, is fundamentally that, one, the public opinion in Israel has certainly shifted now, because the Israeli military generals have been telling the political leadership in Israel that, look, we've obtained all of our war gains. We've decapitated the Hamas leadership. We've degraded Hamas possibly as much as we can. It'll always be there, but we've done as much as we can through military means. And therefore, the time has come for a ceasefire, and especially the hostage families have gained increasing influence, I think, on Israeli public opinion, but to have their family members returned. And this has come to a very critical point. I think the other factor is what you could call the Trump effect. With President Trump coming into office, he has made it very clear to Netanyahu, that the prime minister of Israel, that he doesn't want to have this crisis on his hands when he's inaugurated as president of the United States, and come to an agreement. And what's very interesting, and I think positive, is that the Trump transitional team, the national security side of the team, and the Israelis have been negotiating, and the Biden team have been negotiating hand in hand to convince the parties to come to an agreement. So I think these two factors have brought us to a point where the ceasefire agreement, as announced, has been put in place.
You have said that with more than 7 million Palestinian Arabs and more than 7 million Israeli Jews living in this one part of the world, a military solution just will not sustain itself. It has to be political. So considering how we got here, what will it take for this to hold?
Well, first of all, the agreement has to hold. The conditions on both sides, the hostage releases, Palestinian prisoners, a numerous number of Palestinian prisoners will have to be freed from incarceration in Israel. Certain key Palestinians in prison who are politically influential, those names, if they come to an agreement, will have to be released. And I think that's important, because the Palestinians, after this calamity in Gaza, need to unify their ranks and come up with a credible leadership to enter the next phase that you mentioned. The next phase is going to be critical, and that will largely depend on what President Trump and his national security team decide to do. When I was ambassador to Israel, the prime minister at the time was a man who I admired a great deal, was Yitzhak Rabin, who was a heroic military officer in Israel and then became prime minister. And he told me privately, but he obviously made this public on many occasions, that there is absolutely no military solution to our conflict with the Palestinians. There has to be a political solution. And that's what I hope that this ceasefire will lead to, is stabilization in Gaza, reconstituting governance, humanitarian aid, and reconstruction in Gaza, coming up with a more credible Palestinian leadership. And in Israel, I think we're going to need new elections in Israel with a government that is willing to negotiate a two-state solution. That's a big if, and we'll have to see what happens.
At the very least, it's a day for cautious optimism. Ambassador Djerejian, thank you so much for your time today.
Very well.
And Liz Hirsh Naftali joins us now. She's the great aunt of Israeli-American Abigail Moore Idan, who was released in November 2023 during the first ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Abigail's parents, though, were murdered by Hamas militants during that October 7th attack. Liz, first, thank you for joining us. How is Abigail doing these days?
Well, thank you for having me. And Abigail, thank God and thank Joe Biden and thank America, is a child that has been free for over a year now. And she goes back to school and she plays. And if you saw her, you'd say she's just this beautiful, energetic, lovely child. I mean, beautiful. And then you would remember what happened to her on October 7th, that she witnessed the murder of her parents and then was put in a room in Gaza for 51 days with no lights, no food, no air, no water. And it's just a remarkable, it's a miracle because she is a beautiful, happy child now. And we still know that she has a lot that she will come from. But overall, she's doing very well. And thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's a strange thing for me to say that I hope she doesn't remember that experience. And what's more important is the world she grows up in. We just spoke to Ambassador Djerejian, who said politically this has to stick. What's your view on what comes next, since it really is the most crucial piece of this?
Well, I was listening to him speak, and one of the things that I've learned is that until all the hostages are returned, like the focus for myself and the hostage families is just to get us through. And here we are at this incredibly historical moment where you have President Biden, outgoing president, having done work for all this time, but not gotten the political will from Hamas and Israel to make a deal. And now you have President-elect Trump coming in and saying, I don't want a war. I want to get this over with, and really coming down hard to make the deal. So we have this amazing moment. And so when you ask like where we are, we all, especially the hostage families, and I think the world, needs to focus on making sure that these hostages all come home. Once they all come home, then we do need to work on figuring out how to make this world for Abigail and for all these children, the Middle East, but this region, safe for them all. So when you ask that question, I keep going back to, let's get the hostages out. And that's the role of a hostage advocate. The rest has to happen also because Abigail is still running to bomb shelters. And Abigail is running to a bomb shelter and asking if the terrorists are going to get her there. And that's not a world any child should live in.
Wow. It is likely a lifelong trauma she will carry. I know that you and several other families of Israeli-American hostages met with President Biden and Secretary of State Blinken at the White House. I was speaking to one parent of a hostage who says he was invited to Trump's inauguration next week. Can you just give us some insight into what these meetings are like, considering you don't have everything that you want yet?
Well, first, I'm going to say that the American hostage families have been invited by President Trump's administration, incoming administration. So I will be going with the other American families as the guests for the inauguration. One of the things that I will just say is this moment of this collaboration between the Biden administration and the Trump administration is that we have been able to meet with people in the incoming Trump administration and start talking to them. But we've had 15, 16 months of working with President Biden, Vice President Harris, but with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State, CIA Director Burns, and Special Envoy Brett McGurk. And we've met with them for over a year now, once a month, in maybe even more, in meetings at the White House and virtually, basically to keep pushing them and for them to share what they can. And look, there's a lot of intelligence they can't share with hostage families. But this unique relationship has been something that I believe benefited and helped the Biden administration in terms of getting the momentum and keep going, because the American families, in an interesting way, represented all the families. Just they're Americans. They have a blue passport and they're Americans. So it's been, again, I go back to, we didn't get top secret information. But what we did was we humanized this. We made sure that it kept being a Democrat and a Republican bipartisan effort. We made sure that Biden understood that we were all in this together, and he understood it. And here we are in this moment where we do have a deal, and it came about still with a president from the Democratic Party and a president from the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the messages, that United States is united.
Well, you're a member of a club no one wants to be in, but you are part of the pressure that helped us get to this point. Liz Hirsh Naftali, all our best to you and our best to Abigail as well.
Thank you so much.